Hi, I'm going to break down how the Will Smith smacking Chris Rock is going to affect crypto and the money you will make and the money that you have. So let's go ahead and begin. So, first off, I want to introduce myself. I'm David. I am going to be giving a little bit of insight. Please don't take this as financial advice, but go ahead and take this information and do with it as you see fit, as this is just going to be insight for what we think is a great way to look into the situation at hand at any given moment. So we're using a real world phenomenon, the situation that happened at the Academy Awards with Will Smith and Chris Rock, and we're going to relate to how this can potentially affect you and your wallet. So we're going to do that right now. So first, let's go ahead and break down who Will Smith is. So this is Will Smith. This is a actor. He just won the Academy Award for Best Actor. He deservedly won the award. He's a fantastic actor, and he can play multiple different roles, even though he's more of a funny jokester type comedic timing type of actor. He can do a lot of serious roles, including dramas. He has some great movies that you may have heard of, such as Men in Black. He also has a movie called I Am Legend. He's done a movie called I Robot. He just received an Oscar for King Richard. Will Smith is a chameleon if he needs be as an actor and can do a ton of different roles. So he's very talented. Let's go to the next slide. Here we have Chris Rock. Chris Rock is one of the funniest men and or women to walk the planet and have ever walked the planet. Chris Rock is considered by many the funniest person alive and the funniest person of all time. It is universally known that Chris Rock is in the conversation as greatest comic ever. So when you have a talent such as Chris Rock and a talent such as Will Smith in the same room, you have now two of the greatest to ever do their jobs standing and looking at each other. And it's a powerful moment because you have two of the greatest ever to be not only in the same room, but interacting with each other. So that's a big deal. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. So what we're looking here is Will Smith got upset with Chris Rock for a joke Chris Rock had made. The joke was, and I'm not going to break down the joke. We could do that if we see comments that is asking for a full breakdown. But the joke was a joke in reference to Will Smith's wife at the time. Will laughed at the joke. Then his wife's reaction was upset. So he went up and he slapped Chris. And it seemed to most everyone that the joke was a very, very innocent joke, but it had to do with the fact that Will's wife was going through a specific condition that may have incited arguments surrounding the joke. And what that means is, for example, the joke was a hair loss joke. Will Smith's wife is going through a hair loss condition. The joke was in reference to her haircut. And when Chris had stated the joke, he did acknowledge that he thought it was a nice one. He was surprised that she didn't laugh. His goal apparently, and I think this is universal, everyone had assumed that she was going to like the joke and laugh. It looked like Chris wanted to make Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett, laugh at the joke. And Will did actually laugh at the joke. Right before Chris said that joke, he had made jokes about Will's nominee, the other nominees for Best Actor, and he had made jokes about the leading actor and his wife, and they both had laughed at the joke, as well as Will. He laughed at that joke too. So let's go ahead and move on. What does that mean for our money in crypto? Well, here's where we're looking at this angle, and we're trying to use our critical thinking hats and brains to understand how this all breaks down. So let's go ahead and discuss the strategy. So what we want to do is think of how we would benefit or how we would potentially fall victim. And when there is a powerhouse moment, whether that is when Michael Jackson died or when Kobe had died, or now what's going on with this Will Smith slapping Chris Rock situation, we have to take a look at how that might affect the market and our portfolios. Right now, there's a lot of heat on the Academy Awards because many feel the Academy Awards did not do a great job in multiple facets. Number one, they did not provide enough security for Chris Rock, so he was assaulted. Number two, many are upset that Will Smith got to not only continue watching the show, but receive an award and give a speech. Number three, many have felt that the trust in Hollywood has been broken, and that might be the biggest factor in what that means for our market. So let's go to the next slide. We can assume that trust in Hollywood is lower. We can assume that that might be something where if you have a sort of stock that is dependent on the Hollywood lifestyle, that stock has the ability now to fall lower. If you have crypto within that stock, you're going to want to take a look at that as a precaution as of right now. And from the news that this story continues to grow and more things are coming out, this might continue on that trajectory. We're almost all watching something which is almost a universal agreement that what Will Smith did was assault. There's mixed reviews on the reasonings behind it, if that's an excuse or whatnot. I'm not going to get into that on this video. We're just talking about how that can affect our pockets. Next slide. We can assume that investment in Will Smith is lower. Now, Will Smith was someone who was very universally loved. A lot of people like Will Smith. I'm a fan of Will Smith, or I'll say I have been a fan of Will Smith. Right now, I'm actually on the fence how I feel about Will Smith. I'm not happy with the assault that happened, or say that. So there's a few things I can say. I'm not big on someone hitting someone else. So that's obvious. I think that's fair. And also, I can say that I'm a fan of the acting of Will Smith, but that the hitting portion, that's not how I would have handled that. So for my own anecdotal experience, I can say that my investment in Will Smith has gone down as if he didn't hit Chris Rock. So we can assume that that's something that also might be tied to it. So what does that mean? Movies that Will's in, companies he's a part of, support for those might be a little bit lower. So that's something that you might want to keep in mind as well. So let's go ahead and go to our next slide. You're going to want to leverage this knowledge as you pick your stocks. You're going to want to use this information wisely and use it so that you can benefit from it. This is a great time and a great way for you to make decisions that can help you put money in your pocket or protect the money based off of knowing these real world experiences. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. So in closing, I want to go ahead and wrap up and say, when you have a real world phenomena, keep an eye on it, because there's chances that that is going to be something that you can expect to affect your crypto. It can make it go up or down. You could invest in Will Smith right now as his stock is going lower, and you can invest in some of the Hollywood stock as their stock is assumingly going lower, or you could get out before it goes lower. I like to play the long game. I like to invest low and wait it out for multiple years. That's just how I do things. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just giving you an example of how I would do it. I would, assuming that Will Smith can recover, I would go ahead and assume that his stock at some point will go up. That said, I don't like to invest in specific people. I like to invest in diversity. So I would more so invest in Hollywood. If I were to choose something between Will Smith and Hollywood, I would wait for them to have a great point of entry, and then I would go about that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to please like, comment, subscribe, and become a channel member. We have great benefits and perks for channel members. We have live streams that are coming, so we want to make sure you're a part of that. Also, we have a wonderful course that teaches you how to make YouTube videos very quickly, very high quality, so that you can enjoy being a content creator and save time and energy. A lot of people are in this course. There's a Facebook group that goes along with it. It's a wonderful course, so I highly recommend you join it. The link is in the description. Other than that, please have a good rest of your day and be well.